Hi, happy Friday. What happens if my septic system fails? What can I do? Well, first of all, I'm really sorry because that is a total bummer. But it is a requirement by the state that we all have passing septic systems. So there's a couple of things that you can do. And because they're expensive and a lot of people just don't have that kind of money laying around that they want to put into their septic system, there are loans available through the state, through our county actually, that you can apply for. It's very simple to apply. You provide them with an old tax return from the prior year. You make the application. It's usually approved within a day or two. I believe it's a 4% loan. And then if you sell your property, you get that money back. You pay off your loan, or they pay off the loan at closing. And there's maybe a $400 fee for an early termination of that loan application. So it's a wise move to use that Aquafund if possible, because that money is available and they go out and directly pay the engineers and the installers and all of that goes along with the new septic system. So that's the first thing. The second thing, when a system fails, I was just meeting with a septic guy yesterday on one of the properties that I'm going to be listing, and what he's basically telling me is it's like emptying a fishbowl in your backyard. So you can pump out a little bit of the water, but it's going to fill right back up again when you do laundry or you take a shower. So it's really important that it gets taken care of quickly, because all of that is overflowing underground, and that's what creates the problems that we're having and why all of this started in the first place. So with this particular property that we were looking at together yesterday, we discovered that, or he was informing me actually, that there are a lot of trees. So they're going to have to move the existing system to another side of the yard to accommodate this. And there's a lot of setbacks that are associated with it. And in that location, the only place in the yard that we can put it, there are a lot of trees. So all those trees have to come down. All the plumbing in the basement has to be reworked to come out of the house in the right location for that. They have to fill in they have to pump out and then refill in the old pits that were in the backyard initially. So there's a lot of work involved. And there's also a very tight space between the house and the property line where they have to get their trucks in and out of. So for that reason, this particular system is probably going to run in the vicinity of about $30,000, which is a lot of money. So using that loan through the state is I think, a really good idea, because all of that money gets paid up front to the contractors, and then at closing, the money comes out of the proceeds from the property and gets paid back. So it's a nice way of handling a big expense like that. Passing Title V is required for all homes that sell in Massachusetts, with the exception of those that are on sewer, of course, because they've got another system available for them to use. If you can hook into sewer, by all means, that's a big plus. And having a brand new Title V in your yard is also a big selling point. So when we go to list the property, that will be a highlight. I also put the Title V report on the listing for people to take a look at. And it's important for buyers to take a look at those as well. So if you're buying a property, I always ask for the Title V report, and then I'm happy to share that with you. I like to review it to make sure that the bedrooms accurately reflect what is being sold. So even though we walk through a house and you may see 4 or 5 bedrooms and the Title V says 3, it's a 3-bedroom home. And should you ever decide to sell it in the future, or if you ever want to rent it out, or an Airbnb it or something like that, it's a 3-bedroom home based on the Title V and what the town recognizes. So those are just a little bit of tidbits of information about Title V in Massachusetts. I hope you all have a great week.